Okay. Hi guys. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Raju.
Good morning,
Hello.
Rajiv.
Good morning, Raju.
Morning. Sorry for the delay. I tried logging in twice, got logged out. It took a while to just set the settings. I don't know. Something had changed last minute. Okay. So how are you guys doing?
Good.
Good. Swati. Okay. Cool. Uh, Great. So let's start. Chalo. Quick. So who can recap our last session? What did you take home? Quick summary, and then we'll continue from there. Any questions on that side, or any other questions in general? Let's go tackle that, and then we get started with today's content.
But last class was on financial modeling. It was a warm-up class. So in which we have talked about what is the financial model, its anatomy, and key assumptions for the e-commerce venture. So basically, um, there is not a single type of financial model. There can maybe a different kind of financial models. So they keep changing on the industry to industry. Every industry has a specific different key growth metrics on which these models depends on. So it may also vary with the as the stage of the company changes in the terms of capital raising. So in like M&A, it will be different. For PE, it will be different. So the nature of model buildup will change accordingly, but there will be slight change, but the core structure will remain the same. So, first of all, we'll discuss actually what the financial model is. So, it is a quantification of numeric aspects of business model. So, it is a kind of a communication tools which communicate you the numeric message of the qualitative aspects, like what is the marketing strategy, what effect technology you are using, what kind of people you require. So to quantify the model, the one basic thing is you need to know about your business and evaluate the key business drivers of your business model. So secondly, we talked about who needs the financial models. So we talked about there are large established firms like Geo, which requires the business model to raise money, and the similar way a small company like Nika also, which is a startup companies, how they raise money, they have to build up the business model, and similar way the different firms which requires the business models are the venture capitalists and PE firms, then investment banking. Then we talked about the full financial anatomy, in which we have learned that there are 8 parts in which the financial model has been divided. So there are two main subparts, in which further these 8 parts are grouped under, that is engine and the output. So first of all, we have to build the engine to get the proper output. So building the engine includes your building the uh, putting in the correct input the data, building different scenarios, like what if equity is 50%, like depend like the similar way we did the our uh, goal table, C goal table in the Excel, like what if equity is 50% of the cap table, then what will happen? So on basis of that, we'll compute. If we are putting in the right input into the engines, into our financial model, then we are able to interpret the correct output. So it is very important to put in the correct assumptions to get the right output. That can be only done if we know our industry very well, and we are very well aware about the drivers of a company. And in similar way, our second part is the output, which help us to interpret and assist in decision making. So as we further discussed about the 8 parts, so first part is the assumption engine, and which take most of our the time in building the business model. It consumes about 60 to 70% of our time, so that we can uh, gather more information at industry, and well know about what are the key drivers and growth metrics of a industry. Then we have the income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, and the supporting schedules, which constitutes like it can be depreciation schedule, it will be capex schedule, Then we have the sixth point is the key metrics, which describe, as I already told you, that this is the basic sense, which key basic numbers which describe the business. Then we have valuation. Then whatever data we have interpreted, that it is visualized so that it can be easily interpreted by the people who are seeing the presentation or going through the model. So business model should be a very printable, print friendly, so that it can be easily print out, can be taken out, and it should be very simple, easy to edit, and easy to audit. We have further discussed the uh, uh, key business drivers, taking into consideration the our e-commerce ventures. So first of all, we have taken the customer centric drivers, that for the active customer, that is the number of customers which is ordered in last 12 months. And we have also taken second centric driver was customer centric driver was churn rate. That is the percentage of customer who have stopped using a product in the last 12 months. Then average order value, that was the item per order into the price per item. Then we have lifetime value, that is NPV of contribution margin per customer. That is how long the customer will be active on your portal and how much sale it will how much it will contribute to a sales. And we have also done the customer acquisition cost, that is how much cost we are spending in advertising and or on acquiring one customer. Then we have TAM, that is total addressable market, that is the annual value of all goods in the market. Then we have ARPU, that is average revenue per user, that is total revenue per overall user who are logging our website, or who are logging into our portal. So it's not only include the customer, but also you include all the users which are using and logging into our website. And then we have NPS, that is net promoter score, that is score that highlight how likely one customer is referring our portal to another, that is word of mouth, through which it is doing the marketing. Then we have the finance centric drivers, that is GMV, that is gross merchandise value. Whatever the all the value, all the merchandise that is present on the portal, we have the total value, that is called as the gross merchandise value. It is not related to that is how much we are selling or total revenue we are generating. It is all kind of stuff which are there on a website. That it is the value of that. Then we have gross margin. uh, uh, then we have a steal through rate, that is STR, that is the percentage inventory sold over a period of time. Then we have enterprise value per active customer, enterprise value by revenue, enterprise value by gross margin, then EV by EBITDA, then LTV by CAC. So this all we discussed in our last class, and we learned that it is very important to build a business model. It is very important to know your industry very well so that you can put in the right data. As we all know that if we put in the right data, we'll get the right output. As already Rajiv talks about that garbage in and garbage out. So we'd have to study hard and put it into the right input to get the right data so that we can take the decisions. Thank you.
Wow, awesome, awesome, Swati. Very cool. I think you're very good with summarizing. You make notes very religiously, is it?
Thank you.
No, no,
So
it's a
I've
very
learned
good.
with you every time
But
you ask to summarize, so I'm improving on that.
no, no, very good,
Thank you.
very good, very good. It's a very, very essential skill set. In the boardroom, especially when there's so much of information, when you're probably negotiating a deal, you should be able to quickly summarize, pick up the key points, and just attack that. Awesome, awesome, great. Anyone else who wants to add on to what Swati said? Any questions, any thoughts, any afterthoughts you had after you went through? Yep. Anybody? No. All all in place. Everything in place. Okay, sure. And I believe you've started reading about your industry. We will utilize those your reading material, your research into the model, right? So it's very important, and it's a working session, right? We will start with two or three parts of the model today. Uh, just observe, but also I will allow you to work. Okay. So just observe today and ask questions, give your inputs, and think. Okay, it's a thinking class. Just to clarify, uh, business, we are doing financial modeling. It doesn't mean you have to rush into Excel right away. That's the wrong way to do it. Okay, and I think right until I think so far we've understood the importance of first understanding the business drivers. धंधा कैसे होता है, correct? And then figuring out what could be the financials look like, right? We did that with SpiceJet, specialty restaurants, Uber Tech, right? Everyone on the same page with me there?
Yep.
Yes, Rajiv.
Yes, Rajiv.
Okay, cool, cool. Thank you. And if there's any difference of opinion, please do let me know. I'm more than happy to, you know, uh, welcome different ways of looking at things, and that's the learning process for everyone, including me. Okay, so don't hold back your thoughts, opinions. Okay, it's an absolutely risk-free environment in our conversation. Because everyone's here to learn, including me. All right. So now I'm going to see. My view is very practical. Okay, I concept yes, but my view is very practical. I'm going to walk you through, um, you know, uh, the real world scenario, even for financial modeling. Okay, how one attacks that problem. Okay, because I know maybe a lot of us in the room have a perception that financial modeling are those guys who sit behind the Excel 24/7. And our champs are doing. We look up. They write 10,000 macros, and that's all they do. Well, the answer is no. That's not what a financial modeler does in a front end core mainstream finance. There are many other things that the analyst or the associate needs to get done even before he or she starts thinking about or figuring out how the model should look like. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through that real world kind of step by step process. Okay, now I hope you guys are game for that. So what I'll do is let's first agree that we will look at building a financial model for an e-commerce venture. Are we up for that? Everyone up for that?
Yes, right.
Yes, Rajiv.
Yes, yes, Rajiv.
Okay. The reason that I've chosen an e-commerce venture is most industries are going the e-commerce route, and that's the future because it's a platform play. These are called platform business models. Okay, just like the way we saw Uber Tech, it's an e-commerce for transportation, e-commerce for commute. Correct? It's a platform play, two-sided. Most businesses, most industries, the old school businesses, old school industries are also going that route. So it's very important and very handy that you are aware of how a model for an e-commerce looks like and what all you should be modeling for. What are the different inputs? What are the different kinds of inputs you will model in the engine so that you can start quantifying the dhanda, the business model. Okay, right? So we look at e-commerce venture, and I'm going to pick a live example, absolutely real world example. No hypothesis. I don't like, it's. I mean, when I have real data, evidence data, observational data, I don't want to rely on hypothesis. Okay. If we hadn't, then we would have said, okay, hypothetically, let's consider company ABC, blah blah blah. Those boring things. So let's look at absolute real world. So I'm going to pick an e-commerce venture in the cosmetic space. Easy to understand. Does that sound good? E-commerce, but e-commerce for cosmetic. Yeah, up for that. E-commerce for cosmetics. Okay.
Okay, right.
And and I think Swati very rightly summarized, and the model will look very differently for every industry that you pick up. Okay, and I am more than happy to help you to visualize and structure the model for your target industry. But for that, you need to read and you need to ask me, what would my model look like? And I'll help you with that. Okay, so it's a two-way street. Sounds good. The e-commerce model that I'm going to walk with you today is like the template. Okay, you can build on from that template. Cool. Perfect. Now, let me ask you, before building a model, what is the first thing that a financial analyst does? Chalo, financial modeling karna hai, everyone knows, right? But uske pehle, what does the person do? Okay, there is one sec. There is someone by the name waiting for name, 2016. Can you identify yourself? Can you just everyone rename yourself to your actual names? That's the only one which is sounding fishy. Waiting for name 2016 2000016. Okay, so I'm gonna just one second. Oh, cool. Strange, that person left. Okay, sometimes it's just okay, great. Yeah. So what would you do if you were to say we'll do e-commerce venture for cosmetics? What is the first thing you'd like to know or do?
Identifying the key business drivers and then making the assumptions.
Super. Yeah. Thank you. What more?
Understand the customer that we are focusing on. I think that should be the one, and then probably understand the market basis that.
Okay, Devanshi. Thank you. Sounds good. Sounds good. And is there anything else anyone else you can think of?
The
Right.
products that
what's
you are
the
going to offer.
Products that are okay. Okay, Devanshi. Sounds good. Okay. Okay. Good. My next question is, how will you do that to all of you? I agree. You're absolutely right. Identify key business drivers, figure out the products. How will you do that? What's the way to do that?
Hi Rajiv. I think it's an annual report, and then you start from annual report.
Okay, Abhishek, annual report. But okay, one thing I didn't tell you is, can we look at an early stage model, early stage venture for modeling? Because that's the space everyone will love to work with, right? Raising money from SoftBank or Avendus or KKR. I mean, you're not going to work. Let's be very realistic. You're not going to work on a Reliance Amazon deal. And even if you end up, I'm not, because you're not capable, everyone's super capable. The problem is those large deals are probably done once in 5 years, and that too, you're not the only advisor working on it. There'll be 10 advisors advising them. So your actual role impact moving the needle is limited. What that means, in the real world, you will end up working a lot on smaller deals, and that's where the excitement is, right? The mid-market, unlisted companies, early revenue startups, and it's all picking up, right? So are we good with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Practical.
Rajiv.
And then I'll tell you, then we'll also look at another model for a little bit of a matured company. Both, dono things. Ekdam practical. We don't want to go, I want you to be prepared to, face the interview at, say, an Avendus. Avendus deals with a lot of startups that are raising capital, growth capital. Okay, it's a part of KKR now. They did the Redbus transaction with Taskers and many others, right? I want you to deal with an interview at the Indian Angel Network. Okay, how would you model this startup, right? At a key ventures or at say Artha Ventures, right? Who invest in Ola and Oyo and the likes. Correct. So I'm going to prepare you for those kind of futuristic work. Sounds good? Are you up for that? If you prepare for, trust me, if you
Yes.
crack that, the larger deals are actually less complex. Okay, it's the inverse. Okay, so everyone on board, right? No complaints there. Just to be clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So Abhishek, then you don't have annual reports. You don't have access to annual reports. What are the other ways to find it out?
Practically visiting the project sites, like if we are going to build a financial model of a hotel, then we will practically visit the hotel and see their working, how they work.
Super, yeah. And how will you get access to that?
Rajiv, I think it will be. I know it's not the correct word called prospectus, but by the document by which they bring forward the VC investments and all. I think from there you'll have to make the assumptions.
Awesome. Good, Abhishek. Now you're talking. Okay, yeah. So you're right, Abhishek. You're also right, but you're actually you summarized it well. All this information. See, let's look at the life cycle of a deal for an investment banker, front end finance. Okay, be it credit, be it equity, or be it M&A, doesn't matter. Okay, front end finance. The life cycle of a deal is the partners and the owners of the investment bank think, okay, let me go and talk to the founder of or the board member of Ola. That's how it happens, FII, and say, hey, I like your business, we like the space, I have some dope on the industry. I have 6 people on my analyst team who are tracking the consumer internet space for financial services. Okay, and can we help you raise capital, right? And why am I talking Ola and financial services? Ola Money is a part of fintech, correct? You need to, so industry clusters are getting blurred. Okay, they're getting fused together today. And Ola board might say, okay, I like the sound of you. Fair enough, you're the owner, I trust you. Why didn't you make a pitch deck for us? And you can circulate that with the investors in your networks. Start negotiating on our behalf, and then we'll sit across the table and that's how the life cycle of a deal begins. So the owners, the vice presidents, or the directors, or the managing partners of your respective investment banks, okay, this is what they do day in day out. They keep meeting, they keep networking, they keep talking to founders, investors in these companies, founders, the board members of these companies. Okay, they have access to those kind of folks. Say, let's talk. Let us help you raise capital, and that's how it happens. Okay, so it happens, and then there is if they're able to raise capital, they are paid a percentage of the percentage of the capital that they're able to raise, right? In most cases, depends on the venture life cycle. A founder or a firm will work with about 2 or 3 times. He said, whoever gets me the deal, I'm going to pay you a percentage. Okay, so there is a lot of competition in that sense, and the competition is not on the price or the commission. The competition in terms of who has the best access to investors, and you will have the best access to investors only if you know your industry shit really well, in depth. Okay, and that's why I keep pushing you to read. Okay, meet and read. All right, that's how it happens. And then once you have the mandate, as it's called, you sign the agreement mandate. The VP will come, okay, fine, let's now go and make a pitch deck. What does a pitch deck consist of? Exactly what Akansha or Devanshi or Abhishek or Ria were telling, the key drivers. What is the business model? This is the business model that will give us an idea on, okay, iska quantification, how should I do? Right? Do you have a clearer picture of how it happens right now? How do you get to that life cycle, how it starts of a deal? Yeah, sounds good. Everyone?
Yes, Rajiv.
Okay, so that's when you start looking at the pitch deck. So
Rajiv,
means,
hello.
yeah, Damini, who's it?
Rajiv Akansha here.
Acha, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Rajiv, like you told that investment banks they connect with clients, investors basically. So does it comes under bulge bracket or middle bracket or the boutique investments?
Bulge brackets and boutique, both. The
Both.
deal life cycle is the same. Okay, it
Okay.
doesn't change. Even so, why will you be? So that's why you have to ask yourself, why will the iBank hire you? Whether it's credit, equity research, credit research, or even M&A. Okay, why will they hire you? They'll hire you either you help them reduce the cost, or help them shrink time to do more business, or you get them business. Do you have networks? Get us more business. If no, then help us crack the deal, right? And your promoted basis. Are you fit enough to get more business for us? Can you become the face of our firm? So the VP and above, the director, VP, managing partner, and the partner, their only job is to get more deals, get more deals, get more business. They're called rainmakers in the business. The analysts and the associates are they're preparing the food. Do you get
Okay.
this? So when you're
Hanji.
preparing for the interview, mentally, please keep this in your mind. You're not recruited to be an Excel champ. You're not recruited just because you have degree Y or degree X from X institute. No, doesn't matter. Boils down to business. Can you help me increase revenues? Okay, or can you help me reduce my cost and time? Both. Your bonuses, everything is dependent on that. That's why it's like a high performance culture, which is good. Okay, you're not going to be you're not going to be really given a red carpet just because you have, as I said earlier, right, degree Y from Institute X. Everyone has it. Fair enough. What skill sets do you bring to the table? That's more important, and the mindset, both. Okay, whether it's bulge or boutiques. With that, please start reading, networking, looking up, researching on boutique firms like MAPE. Don't wait for interview sessions to begin. Do it now. Okay, as I said, it starts with O3. Okay, look at O3 Capital, look at Almonds. Okay, Capital. Look at all these. Look at Avendis. Okay, they keep having openings. They keep having. Look what kind of deals they do. Look who's the partner. Okay, try figuring out what is the background of this partner or the associate or the analyst. Okay, that is all interview preps. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so with that, let's first look at the pitch deck. Okay, we will look at the pitch deck because that's the first step that covers the business, what the business is, what products, what markets, and all. And then I want you to financial model, the financial modeling section. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to share my screen, and let me also. I'm going to talk about. So the first thing, there will be some bit of background research will do, right? There will be a website, sure, correct. Most companies have a website. There'll be a website for sure, and we are talking of consumer e-commerce. E-commerce cosmetic company. So we'll first look up the website. Right? What all is there? Okay, on the website. Okay, so I'm going to talk about. Let me share my screen. Cool. Can you see my screen?
No,
No.
not yet.
Not yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. So I'm going to talk about Dr. Shades. Okay. Anyone heard about it? Anyone heard about it?
No.
No,
Yes,
Rajiv.
Rajiv.
No one? Okay. So welcome to the new world. Okay. Many companies that you will work for or help raise capital, you may not have heard about it before. Right? That's the fact. Okay. Uncomfortable truth. That's the uncomfortable truth. So, which means the more you read, the better your chances are you may have heard about it. Oh, okay. Right? I think I know about this. Okay. And if that's when you start knowing about a company, lesser known, unheard companies, that's when you are trying to figure out who could be the next big boys in the space. And you say, okay, let me talk to this founder and get business for my firm. Sounds good? Do you get this?
Rajiv, I think you talked about this along with this plant-based meat during our first days.
Correct, Kaustubh. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So I'm an early stage investor in the firm, so you can ask me a little bit of a tough question. Okay, sounds good. So interesting in that sense. Okay, so we'll talk about Dr. Sheet. I'm also helping you on business research, how you do this for the financial model. Okay, and what you do, look up the website, figure out what they do, right? Network. So Dr. Shades, a lot of things. Okay, the newest thing they launched is Clinic at Home. Okay, so let's see what they do. Okay, you can shop by concern, shop by skin type, right? And it's got all these different products, right? Mask, cleansers, mist, tones, serums, eye clinic, oils, and you see, right? It's the price point as well. You see reviews, right? Sounds good. A lot of these. So this is important, and we'll keep this as the base. Okay, so you'll do your own research, prelim research, figuring out what the products are, as Devanshi mentioned, from the website. Okay, what goes next is now you start building the pitch deck. Now, after the pitch deck is built, so I'm not going to run you through how it's built because again, that's we can take another session on that. But let's say we visited the firm and now we have the pitch deck. So I'm going to walk you through the pitch deck. Sounds good? Okay. Full screen, and that's it. So this is Dr. Shades for Indian skin. Okay, it's for the Indian skin. All right, and it's India's first celebrity dermatologist backed brand. Okay, specifically created for the Indian skin. That's very important. You should be very curious about products. Be very curious about business models, even if you have to really excel. Okay, it doesn't matter if you know your DuPont analysis or no. What matters is, do you understand the business or no? Okay, everything else is logic. Okay, so it's a vegan skincare brand used by Bollywood A-listers. Okay, and typically it's a position in the mastage or the premium skincare. So what's mastage? Anyone? What's mastage? What's a mastage skincare segment?
Mastage can be mass produced because the name suggests so.
It's mass prestige. It's affordable luxury.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a customer segmentation from a price point perspective. Okay, so you as a banker, you as a front-end investment banker, will have to build this pitch deck. This is the end output, right? Remember, we saw one of the cybersecurity firms, right, on day 1 or day 2, correct? The output legality, similarly. So you'll have to build this pitch deck, communication skills. Okay, the brand. We talk about the brand. Let's talk about the brand. Look at the legacy. You always start with the founders, right? Sharad Desai, first dermatologist in India. Okay, Dr. Rekha Sheth, his wife, and that's how I think most of us have heard about her. She unfortunately passed away last Jan, right? And then now it's headed by Anish Sheth, right? He went to Cornell, has a PhD in pharmacology from Cornell, right? And Anish leads the venture now. Okay, that's the legacy. You always talk about that. So it's all about storytelling, guys. Okay, please understand you're pitching this to an investor. You first want to understand what is the story like. and then what are the numbers? Then you talk about models. Okay, let's understand the story. Indian skin, because you keep talking about Indian skin, Indian skin. So why Indian skin? Let me ask you guys. What do you think Indian skin? Why specifically focus on Indian skin? What do you think?
I think it's because of the most importantly, it's because of the environment that we are in. So a lot depends upon when we go out. So what kind of environment we are in, and the atmosphere and everything. That is why you talk about Indian skin.
Okay, cool, Devanshi. Okay, just curious. Does anyone in the room who's tracking consumers as an industry, consumers in healthcare? Anyone who's taking
I have,
consumers? You have,
I have,
Devanshi?
but I haven't started reading because right now I'm just too. I don't know. That's not an excuse, but I'm just too stuck up because I just started my new work. So
Okay.
I know it's a backlog, but I have to do it.
Okay, so consumers, this will fall under consumers, right? But it'll be CPG, consumer packaged goods, personal care, and cosmetics. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you should know these kind of nuances of the business. The Indian skin, what is so special about it? Okay, let's see why Indian skin. Yeah, valid question. So you have to anticipate what the investors want to ask, and accordingly keep yourself prepared in the pitch deck and the financial model both. Okay, that's good communication skills. So Indian skin, why Indian skin mein kya hai? Okay, why are you so much of fuss about it? Okay, why is Indian skin different? Okay, it's because of these issues. Okay, we're comparing the Caucasian skin and the Indian skin. Melanin, lots of melanin in Indian skin. That's why we are brown, most of us, right? We aren't really like white as the Irish, correct? Or yellow as the as the Chinese. So we have a lot of
Yeah,
melanin.
I thought about this pigmentation factor. This
Yeah, exactly. It's more prone to pigmentation, right?
because
Uh,
we're in a sunny country, so it has to be more.
correct. No, I think even Brazil is very sunny, but they have less of pigmentation because
Uh, because of the
they,
European roots, I guess.
sorry,
Because of the European roots, I guess, Brazilians.
European roots and African roots. So it's the genetics, correct? Also,
Yeah.
right? And Indian skin also has more of oil secretion. It's very mostly oily, and it's prone to extremely high levels of pollution, as Devanshi pointed out. And that makes the Indian skin a little typical and peculiar to treat. And we are the second largest population world over, right? Plus the genetics. It's just not India, but the Indian diaspora world over. Massive. Almost every country has an Indian, right? And I mean, an Indian community, right? So massive market. Okay, and the climate is hot and humid. So even if we probably migrate to Canada, which is like freezing cold, or Norway, which is freezing cold, we will still need to deal with high melanin content and high pigmentation, right? Even if there is no less of pollution, or the climate is good, it suddenly becomes very dry. So Indian skin has that genetic thing with it. Sounds good. Does that making sense? Very granular, very specific. We're talking of cosmetics, and you have to look at cosmetics with that lens. I'm giving you one more example of how granularity in your thinking can lead to a lot of clarity and understanding. Yeah, everyone okay with this approach? It's a lot of work, FII. Not easy to build a pitch deck. That's why I told you, right? Sometimes do one deal. One deal is all it takes for you to kickstart understanding the industry from a practical perspective. Okay? All good? Everyone's okay with this? Why Indian skin?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes, Rajiv.
Super. Now, fair enough. Let us know. You said A-listers. Do we have any testimonials? Well, these are testimonials which are not paid. Actual, genuine testimonials. Okay, so Saif Ali Khan and Dimple, both are our clients, and many more you'll see it's coming up, right? And both of them have, at least in my view, glowing skin. Okay, more. So there's Isha Gupta, Anayat Ashraf, right? Vidya Balan, Rhea Kapoor, These are all testimonials. None of them are paid. None of them, and all of them, because they love the product so much, they volunteered to be influencers. These are not paid influencers. Okay, they volunteered. So this is like a great, social selling that comes in. A consumer is very happy with the product, starts, advocating it. That will lead to something which I will come in the financial model. How do you cover this in the financial model? Think about it. Guys, as you're going through this pitch deck, please make notes. How could each of these business nuggets, business drivers, be captured in the model? Okay, I want you to keep thinking about it. Sounds good? So, yeah. Fair enough. How large is the market? Right? Batao kitna? Is it only celebrities or how large is the market? Okay, let's see. About like a $500 billion market, global beauty and wellness cosmetics. Indian market is 13 billion. So you need to always size the market. Where are you talking about? And within that market, just the face care and skin care is about $6.5–7 billion. Massive, right? And e-commerce is set to grow 40%. Okay, and this will grow much even quicker thanks to COVID. This is accelerated. All right. International market. So any country with brown-skinned population which has similar cell structure, the cellular structure like the Indian skin, and there are quite a many like that. Okay. So one closest is a lot of the North African skin tone. Have you observed the North African skin tone? Anyone? Anyone has a friend who's North African, has met, and you visualize people from Algeria, Egypt, Morocco, right?
Yeah, Morocco.
Libya, yeah, right. Very similar to Indian skin, right? Very similar to Indian skin. Right? It's not white, and it's not black or brown, but it's somewhere in between. Okay, so that's the market. Always talk about market. Again, every slide, make notes of how can this be quantified in the financial model. Okay, this is pitch deck is to excite the investors in the room, and then the financial model is to build some more conviction with numeric storytelling. Okay, then how's the beauty space or the cosmetic space changing? Why this? Why Dr. Shades? Why not probably just buy some L'Oreal stock, right? Or just go and buy some, or worst case, go and buy some Patanjali private equity, right? Why this? So, but the trends are redefining the landscape. This is where you need to understand the industry. Okay, so it's getting personalized. L'Oreal is very off the shelf, right? It's not personalized to probably Devanshi or Costume or me. Very personalized. Aftershave is very personalized. It's beyond natural. So trends are shifting beyond just natural. Ghar ke chuske or nani maa ke or dadi maa ke chuske, nuske, whatever we call it. We're looking at alternative distribution channels. From the traditional stockist, super stockist, distributor to retail shelf or the salon or your hairdresser, suggesting the people are looking at, brands are looking at alternative distribution channels. Okay, and the geographic frontiers are shifting. It's no longer a local, regional, national market. We're thinking international market. Why? Because of e-commerce. It's a big driver in making businesses think global, no longer its region. Supply chain is no longer a constraint, thanks to companies like Ecom Express, okay, and many others, making it happen for brands. Sounds good? Any questions? Any thoughts here? Do you relate to these shifting landscape of the cosmetic industry?
Yes, so I think there is one more company who's come up with giving. My friend stays in Agra, so there she knows a lot of small. How do you say home setups which have now come into the space, and they start having these small exhibitions where they treat you on a personal level, that you come, we'll check your skin type, and then we'll recommend you product, and then if it does not work, then you get back to us. Maybe we'll refund you or we'll give you an alternative and we'll see what the problem is. So when you talk about personalized experience, a lot is going in every aspect on the personalized experience,
Correct,
and
correct,
everyone
correct.
likes to be treated well. So that also is driving the customers towards that. You all need attention, so that's also a biggest driver.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm good. You're glad you understand these because see, Devanshi, when you talk about these factors, that's when you come across knowledgeable about what's happening in the industry or a product category, right? Otherwise, it's general talk, right? Market share, ye hua, market cap, ye hua. It's very, very surface. You're not going deep. Get my point, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
and what you said also has a scientific base to it because, like, just one sec, guys. Very scientific base to it, right? Like, for example, my sleep patterns are different than yours. My food habits are different than yours, right? Which has a bearing on your skin and my skin condition, right? Possibly, absolutely. Why not, right? Sleep patterns and food habits have a massive bearing. That's the personalization, correct? And there are many other
Yes.
personal factors, right?
So
Hormone
they'll
level.
ask you about your daily routine also, and then when you, as you were saying, that your eating habits, your sleep schedule, your work schedule, so all these things, the area you're staying in. So they'll ask you all these very personal questions, and then they will come up with a product, and
Absolutely,
they will
absolutely.
guide you how to go about it.
Absolutely. There's a scientific backing to it. And what is making personalized experiences a reality is data-driven marketing, data-driven product launches. And e-commerce is helping you that, right? Who's purchasing and what pin code, what kind of products. Previously, it was difficult to map and measure. Now it's getting easier. And that's changing the landscape. Sounds good. Everyone empathizes or relates to these. This is how, guys, when you talk about your industry, think about your industry, whatever your target industry is, please also figure out, identify what are those trends that are redefining your target industry. You need to go trend spotting as well. Okay. And alternative distribution channels is direct to consumer, e-commerce, omni-channel, pop-up kiosks, all of these. Sounds good? Again, okay, does this, see, put yourself in the shoes of the investor. We want to invest in this or no? Why? Ask those tough questions. Okay, that's the job of a pitch deck. Fair enough, I like it. Okay, who else is doing this? I want to know as an investor, right? And what by you? How do you stack up in that competitive pie? I need to know about that. So as a front end investment banker, beat credit equity. Correct. Find a market need. Start local. Just one second, guys. Other local organizations. Okay. You also need to know the competition. That's why I keep again telling you, read, and read. The more you need, the more players you know. Okay. The better it is. Okay. I think we did this exercise on competition, right? The Nestle example, or Tata Motors example. Let's look at the competitive example. Add a product. Okay. So it's a classical 2x2 grid. The x-axis or the zero axis, as I prefer calling it, I'm more on the quant side. The zero axis is scientific to natural in terms of ingredients, and the one axis, which is y-axis, is prestige and mass market. Okay, Dr. Shades. First, let's look at the competition. There is your Garnier, L'Oreal, your Lakme, your Himalaya, Lotus. I think these are brands we've used probably. Himalaya and Lotus I have, the rest I haven't, but we are aware of this. Okay, they are largely in the mass market stage. L'Oreal and Lakme are very scientific. Garnier, Himalaya, Lotus tend to be more natural in terms of ingredients. Correct, and that's why that green leaf that Garnier has. Let's look at the other ones. Kaya. Who owns Kaya? Let me ask, who owns Kaya? Come on, you should know these.
Is it Dr. Batra's, the homeopathy chain?
No.
This is
Okay.
Marico.
Mariwala family, Harsh Mariwala, right? So they have a Kaya. natural diversification for them, right? They were in the haircare space for a very long time. They still are. Parachute. Natural, good diversification, right? Natural diversification for them. So this Kaya, which is extremely scientific, but it's on the prestige market. So higher price point than a L'Oreal. Okay, and more scientific than a Lakme. Okay, let's look at the other known ones. Kama, who's I mean, I've used Kama products. They're like, wow, I love them. And Body Shop,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
Your yes is for Body Shop or Kama or both?
The
Kama.
Body Shop.
I've
use
used
Kama.
both.
Okay, there are many Body Shop patrons, right? Generally, you find a Body Shop, right? That's, yeah, they go shopping like crazy on Body Shop. Okay, now again, Body Shop and Kama, very natural, but again for the prestige, high price points, right? Kama, FII, yeah, Devanshi, you want to say something? Sorry, I heard.
No, I'm fine. I was just saying that there are now Forest Essential is also one of the
FE, yeah,
competitor which is
correct,
in the similar space.
correct. FE will again be natural and prestige, right? It's high
Yes.
price point.
Yes.
Yeah, correct. That's good. And I use the Forest Essential shaving cream. It's like wow, that's sandal and orange, right? Sandalwood and orange.
Actually, the fragrance, I think, of Kama, Body Shop, and Forest Essential, the Forest Essentials have the most soothing fragrance than as compared to what Kama and Body Shop has. Kama still has that Ayurvedic touch, so not a lot of fragrances is nice, but
Correct.
the product is really nice. So if you given a choice that you're going out and what would you want to choose, it would always be Forest Essential. It has that fragrance that stays for a very long time.
Correct. And then Forest Essentials also has that body spray which I use, the vetiver and the sandalwood, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's all grain alcohol, very natural, not
Very
the,
natural. And
yeah.
they also give this personalized experience. When you go, they will check your skin type, and then they will make you try some products over there that
Absolutely.
you can try this, you can try that, and then they give you the buy.
Absolutely. So guys, look at the kind of conversations you can have. You can go very deep like this. It becomes very interesting. Okay, so please read. Don't waste time not reading. Okay, talk. And today I'll tell you what more to do beyond this. Let's look at the not so known names in the prestige market on the scientific axis. Okay, Vichy and La Roche. Okay, both of these very scientific and very expensive. They do not exist in India as much. Bits and pockets you'll find La Roche and Vichy, right? But super expensive. Okay, but where's Dr. Shades? Dr. Shades is comfortably sitting prestige and natural, but also a little bit of scientific. It's not very natural. It's a blend of natural and scientific, but focused on the prestige market. Very clear price point perspective. Okay, that gives that this should give. They should talk about who are the other players. What are they doing? What the competition at a product level? See, we just did that, right? At a product level, we didn't cover a Unilever's here or a P&G product here, right? You get this? Do you recall the competition, the conversation and competition we had? Mapping it for, I think, Tata Motors, M&M or Nestle, right? One of those. You recall that competition at a product level?
Yes, we did it at Nestle.
Next.
We spoke about Nestle that day.
Correct. Good. Everyone okay with this? Any questions? Is everyone on board with what's happening? We are telling the story of why this particular startup. Okay, this venture. Then we go to financial model. Okay, hope you're making notes on what could you quantify in the model. All right, sure. Let's go ahead. Now let's look at some more grid on the competition from a pure. I love this way to compare. Right, from a perceived category, it's perceived category, may not be necessarily true. Pricing, perceived pricing, and perceived efficacy. Perceived is the keyword here. Perceived as per the consumers, not necessarily medically proven. Okay, it could be medically proven, but not necessarily. Okay, so if you look at the pricing, okay, La Roche, as I said, and FE, Devanshi, FE is covered here. Okay, pricing is way too high. Okay, with Himalaya and Lotus in the bottom rank. Okay, but the perceived efficacy of Forest Essential is much lower than that of Lahore, right? Your so-called L'Oreal, big advertisers, spenders, not much of efficacy. It's a feel-good cosmetic. It's not a real good cosmetic. Okay, you're concealing a lot of things. Here you're trying to cure, and that's where if you look at the perceived category, La Roche is scientific, medical. Okay, there's science and medicine to it, whereas Dr. Sheets is looking at the medical side of it and natural side of it. The reason is, it's if you go back to the pitch, the previous slides. Okay, it's dermatologist backed brand. It's backed by medicines. A dermatologist will prescribe you cosmetics. So it's scientifically proven, and that's what makes it personal. That's what makes it personal. So it's just as medicines is personal, they're treating this as medicine for the skin, right? That's what differentiates Dr. Shades with the others. Is that making sense? There is no other brand which is a doctor or an MD prescribing. Yeah, do we get this? Everyone clear? So you need to find his nuggets, differentiation nuggets. Okay. Now it's designed only for the market for skin of color, right? And global extension. A lot of A-listers, we already saw about it. A lot of product innovation. Okay, average product market time is about 3 months. So every 3 months they have like new products. In fact, we're launching about 6 to 7 products this quarter. I mean, the upcoming quarter, not this quarter, the upcoming quarter, April, May, June. So by June, okay. And the ingredients are naturally derived, but scientifically validated, and they are medically prescribed. Very, very important. That's the crux of the venture. Sound good? Any questions thus far? Interesting?
So
everyone-
when they specify so much, see the second point here, it specifies that the only product in the market for skin of color, like a brown skin population. So aren't they, how do you say, aren't they focusing just on one set? Like they are saying that we are not catering to the white skin people. So aren't they limiting their market to the brown skin people? I know the market is really big, because we spoke about Indian market being a $13 billion market and 50% is more skin type. That all is understood. But in the long run, aren't they limiting it to a brown skin market?
Well, the answer is yes, and that's a deliberate choice because that's the underserved market, right? If you look at this shifting trends, right? One thing that is also a part of beyond natural or personalized experiences is the entire cosmetic industry is obsessed with white skin, be it a L'Oreal, a Garnier, or Lakme, correct?
Right.
Yes.
They have all this fair and lovely, blah blah blah, anti look bright, white, I don't know what not. They're just obsessed with everything which is white.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this and by the way, if you look at also the trends here, when I say shifting geographic frontiers, there are a lot of cosmetic brands globally, especially out of Africa and West Africa, North Africa, like a few Moroccan brands, and also in the US that are designed only for colored skin, because that's one. And they say you don't have to be white, you don't have to be fair to necessarily look pretty or beautiful, right? Clear, very, very clear mandate. Does that sound good? Make sense? Trends?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Undercated. So it's an undercated market, but fast growing, and that's where growth will come, right? And that will be reflected, and that's what you have to reflect on the financial model, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Is everyone on the same page? interesting enough, like a venture to build model for. Interesting enough.
Yes.
Yep. Swati, okay. All the ladies in the room are excited. How about the men?
I'm sure they also need skin treatment, so they should also be excited.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Men don't spend on cosmetics and skincare, but I think they should. And that's also the underlying trend, right? It all started with men's beard grooming, and suddenly men's cosmetics is a one big thing, right? In terms of opportunities.
I think now there are more brands which are coming up specifically for men, because women is all the market for women is already so established that there are more products that are coming, like the Man Company, the beard. I don't. There's one thing as the beard
Is the
or something.
Ustra? Is there's something called
The
Ustra?
Ustara, yes, the Ustara is there, so that they are very specific. And the funny part is, I don't know, all the brands have so much to do with gel for the beards, oil for the beards. I don't know, they really don't care about the hair on the head, but they do care
No,
about the
beer is a fad these days, so like it needs to be taken care of. Hair तो ऐसे ही उगता है.
अरे जिसका चार है उसको बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, beard, because the hair starts to get harder and it starts pricking. That's why the softener is needed and the oil is needed, right? Yeah. And so I think there is Beardo that got acquired by Marico, Ustra, which has again a strategic investment, the Bombay Shaving Company by uh, PNG, right? And Imami and Dabur. So a lot of these large investments are happening by the traditional CPG personal care businesses into men's grooming, right? But by the way, do you think, Devanshi and Kaustubh, is that what we mean by gender equality?
There's nothing as a gender equality in this, what I think, because equally nowadays men are also very much concerned about their skin.
Yeah, the gender empowerment, right? We were like always left behind. Oh shit, why not us?
I think it's more about awareness also. I feel that slowly, gradually, the mindset how we spoke earlier is changing. Earlier, if you would tell a guy to do a little makeup, it used to be, "Arey, nahi, 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 how can I do a makeup or something?" It's a very basic thing. But now, if you see, there are lot of these on social influencers who are coming up with makeup for men, beauty treatment for men. I think so they are changing that mindset that it's not only for women, but it's the same space for men as well. So it's more on the awareness than on gender equality, is what I would say.
I, I,
Absolutely.
I can only say fair point. Okay, that was pun intended. I don't know if someone picked it. Okay.
These days,
Okay,
I've
cool.
seen men are super concerned about their skin, especially the ones around me.
Yeah, awesome. So, by the way, do follow Anish on Instagram. Don't mention you've discussed this case, please. Just keep it to yourself. Okay, what happens in the room stays in the room. Okay, and you will see Anish, doing live cosmetic treatments on Insta Reels, IGTV, right? Yeah, but please don't mention about this. Just keep it very discreet. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at product innovations, right? And that's the kind of things we're looking at. Eye cream, uh, right? What happened? This is a great example of eye cream, right? So on March 21st March, there was this Instagram, saying, "Hey, I think we should do an eye cream, right? I would love if you would come up with an eye cream for the Indian skin because climate and condition, right?" And 16th May, they got the eye cream out. Correct? The same year, right? 22nd July, there was the full-blown version of the eye cream. That's how product innovation works very quickly. Had this been a Unilever or P&G, L'Oreal, we have taken freaking years to get this done. right? Thanks to their massive egos, they would have never probably got this close to the consumer, right? There's a great example of how it happens. So reading sentiments, customer preferences, consumer preferences, very, very important. Again, in a clear, agile startup style, they're monetizing. Sounds good? Interesting? Yeah. All right. Let's go. That's how these are not representative images. These are actual lab images, right? So it's USFDA approved, which means the hygiene, the quality of the manufacturing process and the end product is really, really cool. Okay. Why? Because the founder, Anish, has a PhD in pharmacology from Cornell, right? And when you do that, when you study pharmacology, you study formulations and manufacturing of medicines. Cosmetics is dermatology, it's medical domain. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead. Of course, please make notes. I'm going to quantify all of this, right? Anyways, now we go to differentiated play products, different things, right? Star products, they have the these are the star best sellers essentially, right? Your daily peel, clarifying sulfur mask, and please do buy if you're curious, right? If this interests you. Okay. Sold across India on online and offline. Online on the website, on Nika, health and glow.ai, and offline, as you can see, 13 branches across the country, including airports and other miscellaneous retail boutique sales, and of course there are clinical sales, right? Company financials, fair enough. We'll come to this later on. Important metrics. Go through this. Very important. Again, try to make notes how you quantify all of this in the financial one. Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Capital is 3 crores. So this is where I participated in. This is a round where I participated in. Okay. I will come to it later. Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
See, if you notice in this whole pitch deck also, whatever they have, so in the next slide, you go to the next slide or the first slide, any of it. See here also, they've not shown as men using the product. Of course, they have credentials from Saif Ali Khan. In the last slide, which you showed, there were people who were using it across. But when you are marketing it, you're not showing men using it.
But now we have these men using the actual
yes. So yes, this does, but you know, when you, this is because you will go on the website and probably read about it. But when
I think we lost you.
Through the website and read about it, trying to see what I'm just linking to the last conversation we had, that you know, it's more about the awareness and how you market it that creates the awareness.
Absolutely. Here you have John or Abraham using it, Sharman Joshi, Kunal Khemu, right? Ram Lakhan is also using it, right? Sounds good. That's the thing.
Rajiv, now I know why Anil Kapoor is not getting old.
Oh, thank you. That's it. Abhishek, I love the analytics. I'll pass this on to Anish.
Please, thank you.
Right, and you can stop your aging too, Abhishek. Why don't you buy something? You want to boost our MRR?
Surely, Rajiv, surely.
Yeah, maybe
it's a very nice pitch deck. You really had me thriving, really.
Okay. You can also get Canadian citizenship if you start using this, because you start looking younger, right? You get more points on the immigrations, like Akshay Kumar, right?
I wish you looking younger, you would give us more points. I really wish. I think there would have been no product I would have not tried to look younger and probably get a Canadian citizenship.
Yeah, now you can try one, right, Dr. Shades? You should transition from Forest Essentials to Dr. Shades. Okay. Yeah.
Are you trying the products? But since you are an investor, have you honestly tried these products? Any of them?
I try all their products. and I get to know of the first product sample that gets launched. Okay, let's try it on the investor. That's how it happens. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually have a
How
very
many products, Rajiv, have backfired?
how many what?
How many products did backfire on you then?
Thankfully none. And I don't want to. I'm not saying this just to save my ass, but the actual answer is none. The reason is because before trying, the in-house dermatologist who are MD, they test out the skin. Even if it has to go on a trial, they first test ये product इसको नहीं देना है, ये product इसको देना है, because his skin is not going to take it well, right? So it's dermatologic act, right? So none of them actually. So I have used their, I mean, all of these actually. Even the face wash that you see here, I've used it. Really cool. The gel, the sulfur mask, a few of retinoids that they're launching. Okay, retinoids are, Devanshi, just to keep you excited, are anti-aging potions. Okay, and cleansing potions, both. Yeah. Okay.
Now I really don't know whether I should feel good about you spotting me for the anti-aging and feel bad about it.
Oh no! I was just randomly spotting. I mean, because
I'm just kidding.
yeah, right. So it's naturally derived, scientifically validated, and medically tested. So it's very little, very low chance of backfire. Correct. And trust me, the derma gets nuts when she is diagnosing you for the first time. She takes a case history, just like, I don't know if you've undergone that experience of a homeopathic case history, right? For the first time, like 4 hours, and it's exhausting. Has anyone gone through that process? Homeopathic case histories. First time you visit a homeopath and he's going to ask you all that.
I have.
Yeah, right? It's painful. You get exhausted. No, I don't want to any more treatment. Right?
I
So
don't
it's
know
Yeah,
what all questions they ask. They ask you, I think, everything. Family history, background, your history, your background, everything they want to know about you.
Correct. So it's similarly, even the derma here will do the same thing for the first time. And it's like derma knows everything about you. Almost literally everything. So yeah. So I have a very sensitive skin, so the derma is actually treating me for basically because it's very sensitive. I have like under eye burn marks. Although I sleep well, but then she said this is because super sensitivity, and then we need to treat it. So yeah, I'm getting treated for that right now as we speak. Yeah, right. Awesome, cool. That's the number of customers, not users. 100,000 right now, and it's growing. Okay. Yeah. Let's see, multitasking, miracle cream, anti-aging, underlining that, and brightening, and oil control, and hydration, right? And you see the labeling, right? Let's look at the sulfur mask that I'm also using. The labeling is so cool. Every ingredient is, if you see on the right side of the slide, every ingredient is named, labeled, and the functionality is expressed. Right? Not many cosmetic brands do that. Right? At least not a L'Oreal or a Lac. Okay. Anyway, those are not even true competition, right? So, okay. And yeah, that's about the pitch deck. Any questions on the pitch deck? Do we get a good understanding of what it does? What the business does? Were you able to identify business drivers? Yeah.
Somewhat, yes.
Somewhat, yes. But this is the first job you'll do as in the front office. Build a pitch deck. Okay. Should be able to talk about the company in detail. Why should we invest in this? What's so good in this? Right. Okay. Now we will go and start working on the model. So I'm going to share a template with you. Cool. So we're going to work on this template. It's a e-commerce template. We'll keep changing the years, all of it. Don't worry. And again, we will not do Excel for the heck of it. We'll do Excel functions that are needed. Okay. We will not do financial ratios for the heck of it. We'll do financial ratios that are needed. Okay. So, and I'll walk it, and I think I'm going to repeat this again for people who missed it. Okay. For people who missed it, I'm going to do financial ratios which are needed and relevant via the model, because you'll be able to quantify and feel the heat of it rather than just theoretically talking about, oh, this is EBITDA multiple or whatever. Sounds good. And this is also, they will continue the same model even for our valuation session. So there is a valuation tab. Okay, there's a valuation tab. Yeah. Okay, we will look at this valuation. We'll use the same model. Sounds good. For valuation, we'll do this model and one more model in the automotive space. So you understand brick and mortar manufacturing, and you also the e-commerce part of it. Okay. So multiple use cases for the model. Sounds good. Yeah. This is how it looks. You want to take like a quick break, 10 minutes break, short break, and then we start with the model.
Yes, Rajiv.
Yes, yes.
Sounds good. Super. 10
Yeah.
minutes, and then we should be back by 10, 11, 10, 10, 11, 10, 12. It's 10 to 10, 12.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Super. Okay, guys, I'm back. Is everyone back? Let me know so we can start.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Yes, Raju.
Super. Okay, cool. Let's start and just today what I want to do is you listen and just give me inputs, give me your thoughts, give me your opinion, give me your viewpoints, and next session onwards, which is tomorrow onwards, you will start working with me on this one. Okay, okay. So let's start. Okay, the first things first, as I said, we need to set the assumptions. Okay, the assumptions engine. What are you assuming, okay, about the business model, and what is the quantitative metric of your assumptions? Okay, it's garbage in, garbage out. Okay, which means the quality of the financial model is as good as your assumptions. Okay, every other part of the financial model, okay, is dependent on the assumptions, which means we will spend about 80-90% of our time stressing on the assumptions. Okay, and there are different ways to build the assumptions engine. Okay, and we will walk through it. Okay, we have to first, so the order in which we go is we have to first build the income statement. So to build the income statement, all the assumptions that we need to first plug those in the assumptions engine. Let's not bother much about the balance sheet and cash flow. That we will come to later. Okay, let's first do the assumptions engine. Okay, so here we are, assumptions. What do we need to get done? We need to arrive at revenues. Okay, so let me ask you, what are the assumptions, what are the drivers you would need to build revenues? E-commerce venture, we just went through this.
Customer subscriptions, how many customers have subscribed, so you have a customer base.
Okay, customer base, okay, Devanshi, and
then the customer base, then the cost of the product, so then we will get the revenue on the product purchase and the product value, we will get the revenue.
Product purchase, product value, revenue, okay, customer base, fair enough. Anything more?
Then we also
Rajiv, volume of sales made.
Volume of sale. Okay, Abhishek, I hear you.
You have inventory sold over time period that we did for one growth metric.
Yeah, the STR, right? The sell-through inventory, sell-through rate. Okay, Swati, I hear you. Okay.
the expense that was for the manufacturing and to get all the certifications and keep the
No. We are not going that far. Only revenues.
Okay.
Let's first factor revenue.
Sorry. Okay. So subscription, product quality. On the selling platform, we saw that it was selling online and offline. So from there, we'll get the revenue, what is being sold on those platforms.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. What else? What else? What do you think? Kaustubh, you're there. Ria, Rohit, Anurag. What do you think? Shishi, what do you guys think? Revenue कैसे forecast करूँ? What all drivers will you need to look at revenues?
So we can also do, because they were having some product launches. So basis what has been the product purchase earlier to forecast if the new product launches, what would be the buy for that?
Okay, okay, Devanshi, fair enough. Launches, fair enough.
The number of
Orders,
orders delivered,
Number
like
of orders
online.
delivered, yeah, fair enough.
orders over various platforms received.
Orders over various platforms received, okay, fair enough, Akansha. उसके भी
If we
पहले,
are forecasting,
हाँ, Kaustubh, go for it.
yeah, if we are forecasting, then we might as well see that how rapid the word of mouth propagation is, or
Word
the
of mouth, ठीक है. So, what are those metrics you will look at?
Rajiv, maybe the customers first who are becoming the customers, like
हाँ,
the active customers, not the users,
active.
but the customers.
Okay, okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, cool, cool. Chalo, let's see. The idea is here. I'm going to put it on the chat. The idea here, I'll actually put it here somewhere. Okay, on the assumptions. Okay, so it's there. I'm going to share this for your reference. The idea is for assumptions. Okay, cross every lana. All these are, please understand, every other part of your model is dependent on inputs or on inputs in the assumptions part. Get the assumptions right, the rest take care of it. It's just about linkages. All these are just about linkages. Okay, but to link what is the assumptions? Okay, so I'm going to type it right here. For the assumptions, okay, get to the root driver. You understand what a root driver is? Absolute root. Go to the roots of the sales. Sales कहाँ से होता है? कैसे आता है? Okay, unfortunately we don't do this in the conventional finance classes, even at the B school. Unfortunate, but when we get to mainstream finance, that's the adjustment we need to do. Okay, and you have an opportunity to make that adjustment in your approach now. Okay, so get to the root driver. All right, let's see what do I mean by root drivers. Assumptions. Okay, so the different sections, I think it's e-commerce, so we talk about site traffic. Okay, can you make some sense out of this site traffic? What do you think this is? And there are 4 subheaders in this under site.
The first one denotes the email marketing campaigns and how successful they were.
Right, Kaustubh.
The second one is the SEOs, that's Google search engine rankings, probably.
Okay. Okay.
Third one is AdWords.
Right.
And the fourth being from affiliate sales from eBay, Amazon, and the likes.
Right. Okay, that's Kaustubh's view. Okay. Any thoughts to what Kaustubh said? Okay, cool. So see, this is sales कैसे आएगा? E-commerce पे, right? Devanshi said customer base, but customer कैसे बनेगा? Devanshi, how will you make customers?
By through e-commerce, yes, through emails. People they have the subscription form over the internet, so contact us. Me when people give their information, when they visit all these sites. That is how they make customers.
You need the user base.
Yes.
Correct. Before the customer base. That's the root driver of your revenues, right? More the user base, the more is the potential customer base. The more is the customer base, the more is the potential revenues. Do you agree with this? This logic, everyone?
Yes, because then your users get converted into your customers.
So, which means as a business, you're focusing on conversion rates, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, how about the rest? Any other thoughts? All okay with this logic? Root drivers?
Rajiv, can you explain the last two, the paid search and the affiliates?
I'll come to that. I'll come to explaining each of these.
Okay, thank you.
I'm still explaining why do we need to talk about site traffic, because we first need to build a user base. That's the root driver of sales, right? No user base, sales hoga hi nahi. So your financial ratio analysis on revenue growth, net income margin, whatever, is meaningless if you don't know what the root driver is. Okay? So site traffic, e-commerce. That's why most of these e-commerce companies, what do they talk about? Unique visitors, unique downloads, app downloads, right? Have you heard about these terms? Length of engagement, correct? Churn rates, all of these. Ever heard these kind of conversations? Read about them? What they mean, what the founders and business owners and investors are talking about is actually user base. Okay, we will factor site traffic on a monthly basis. Okay, you get site traffic largely from 4 different sources. Email, okay, which is you will only so this largely email is largely, you know, it is semi paid, because you will collect databases of your existing customers after, you know, maybe a little later in your life cycle. That's free data. You can retarget, you write an email to them, send them an alert, but maybe you'll have to acquire some database at the start, okay, or collect email IDs at the start using some activation. So it is paid at that point in time. So it's semi-paid, okay. And email marketing has a very what do you call high chances of conversion. The conversion rates are very high for email, because that's a customer who's previously shopped with you, who's previously bought your product, so you know how to retarget and you can customize. Sounds good? Organic search, SEO, Kaustubh said, right? SEO. So organic search is what? Where does one organically search something?
It's like we go to a search engine and enter keywords, and as per the keywords, the rankings come. So we strive to rank higher for those particular keywords because they are intentional bias.
Perfect. Perfect. So your spend on search engine optimization. Okay. Search engine optimization. You do your search engine optimization for your website, right?
Yes.
Which is your own media, your website, or you can also do your app store optimization, right? If you have an app as well, there's an app store optimization. So your own, that's your own media. Khud ki dukaan. A website or an app is your own digital store. Correct? All good? It's organic. So by yourself, just by, you know, and that's why this is where your spend, please think of the drivers, guys. Okay, business drivers. Your spend on the website design, content writing for website, UI and UX for the website, color palette for the website, okay, typography and the font for the website and app. All of this plays an important role in the ranking. Do you agree? And the number of sites. There's a reason that we like Netflix UI more than Amazon Prime or Geo Cinemas. Agreed? Is that making sense? Yeah, yes, no. Are you guys able to relate?
Rajiv.
Yes, Rajiv.
Okay. So, which means your spend on making your website or the app, on the whenever you talk about UX, UI spend on the app or the website, it's actually to boost site traffic via organic search. Okay, very powerful. So your own media has to be very powerful. Okay. Right? Sounds good. Paid search. Okay, so let me also put it here, website stroke your own app. So app store optimization. Largely your search engine optimization. Okay, paid search. Kaustubh, can you explain? You said this is it's AdWords, okay? Or
Paid search is, yeah. Shall I go ahead?
yeah, please.
A paid search is like we can buy those keywords instead of taking the time to rank ourselves for the SEO. We buy those those spots in the search engine for those keywords, and we bid on them, and the highest bids usually show up. We also buy banners in relevant websites which we think our targeted traffic might be lingering on. So we buy their attention by buying those what do you say, those banners up there. So paid search, we buy YouTube ads. So these things I was talking about for paid search.
sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. So paid search is when you spend on search engine marketing, correct? Sounds good. This is your whenever you spend on any of the social media plus plus. I'm putting this plus plus. Facebook ads, okay, AdWords on Google, Instagram ads, Snapchat if need be, okay, LinkedIn ads, all of any other social media or social commerce ventures, like if you start putting it on Meesho, Shop 101, all this will be paid search. And guys, you need to know all of these, because if you are modeling for any commerce venture, these are the questions you will ask the founder. What are your paid search from? Maximum, do you spend more on Facebook, or do you spend more on Insta, or do you do social commerce spend on something like a Shop 101 or Meesho? Right? Sounds good. So this is paid media, correct? As the word says. Why am I stressing on all of this? Because your social media budgeting, your go-to-market budget, okay, they have a bearing on what kind of, yeah. So I think, can you just mute yourself? Thank you. Okay, they have a bearing on the revenues. Now, do you agree? So whenever social media budgeting is done, what you need to ask actually is site traffic कितना आएगा, monthly visits कितना आएगा, user base कितना बनेगा. So far so good, everyone. Okay. Affiliates. Chalo, what are affiliates? Can you give me examples of affiliates also?
Nika is an affiliate. Amazon is an affiliate. Basically, these platforms where you sell your products.
Correct. So affiliates here technically effectively means who are your resellers. Other e-commerce platforms. Okay, it could be a social commerce platform. Say, you don't pay us, we will resell it, and we'll take a higher commission out of that. Okay, resellers again will get you site traffic. Where do you discover? So the user has to be attracted towards your product. Okay, that is the start of your sales journey. This is the sales funnel. If you've studied marketing, this is your sales funnel. This is your sales funnel. And to arrive at sales, you need to first understand sales funnel kya hai is dhande ka. Those moving parts of that. Okay. One more thing to add in terms of organic search is this is also word of mouth. Right? One happy user, one happy customer referring to another happy customer. So those word of mouth referrals are also organic. You're not paid for it. Sounds good? Is that making sense? Everyone, any questions on this?
Rajiv, over emails, what I feel is it not more of an expense rather than an investment? Matlab, through emails, we barely could get more of customers, or increased orders, even if we perform emails for the existing customers or prospective customers?
So email say it's observed analytics like social media analytics. Email say you can observe that conversion rates are high, so people prefer to have an email. That's the reason most brands, when you shop with them for the first time, they will collect your telephone number and the email ID, correct? And they'll start sending you alerts on email, be it a feedback form or a new product launch or a new coupon code, email referral, promo code, right?
But hardly people pay attention to this. Generally, whenever just we need the products, we would just go and search rather than every time checking onto their emails.
So I'm not saying these are the only things. I'm just saying in general, the analytics right now, thus far, e-commerce analytics says that email has proven to be a better conversion rate because you know your customers. There is some analytics on the customer. The customer might discover the product on social media again. An existing customer might discover the let's visualize what happens real world mein kya hoga. Say Akansha, you buy a product from Dr. Shades for the first time, looking at an Insta ad, paid media, paid search. So the source of your revenues is paid search. But now you've entered you've checked out and you've entered the email ID and everything. What will Dr. Shades do? Dr. Shades will send you a direct email for the next offer that you can avail of, right?
Right.
Or, Dr. Shades probably can give you whatever, like a free coupon voucher, whatever via the email, which you can redeem, right? Or you can say, or you, Akansha, I will go to Dr. Shades' website directly as and when I need. I'll just reorder. So either that paid search gets
Rajiv, I think emails keep reminding you about the products and the services they provide.
It even gives you a personalized touch also, that you are caring for the customer who is your customer. You are really want that customer to gain that customer by giving him personal attachment.
And
So
also
we will go for
all the offers in the, like Rajiv said, the launch of new products, we are aware from like when the emails come. So that's how I'm aware about what all the products the company has launched and what all of offers are going on.
But Ria, if you look, considering we girls, we usually prefer Nykaa a lot, especially I do. So I receive tens of emails each day, but hardly any mail is being checked out. Or, if there are coupons, I'll check it out, but I won't always go for it. But if it's a paid search engine, I usually try to check out, and I most of the times order as well. I guess yourself. Yeah, Devanshi, please.
So, see, when I went on the website while we had a break, I went on this website for Dr. Shade. Okay, so the first pop-up that came to me was, if you are a first new user, you will get a 15% discount, and I had to subscribe to it. So I punched in my email address, and as soon as I did a subscription, they sent me an email with the code saying that, hey, use this code and you get a first 15% discount on your first purchase. So that has lured me to go for my first purchase when I'm getting that discount. And that is also my site traffic, because I did visit the site because I used my email address. So that is how it will count. And when I will use the code, they will know that if that was useful for them, me visiting the site and giving my email address or not. And then whatever the updates come, I'm sure you're right that, you don't use a lot of emails, but a lot of now, I have subscribed to Mama Earth also, a lot of products, when they send me an email with the code for discount of say 10%, 15%, 20%, and that is what my understanding is, that when I use the code, they will get to know if it's through an email or if it's through an app. Rajiv, I don't know if I'm making sense, but this is what I have understood.
Divanshi, abhi agar if you're saying you just checked onto the site, so that comes under organic search, na? Even if it took you back to the emails, but it is an organic search customer. What I think.
I don't know. I think that would be for the email, because of the email subscription. Of course, on website, it will be more when I purchase from the website. If I'm going on their website and purchasing from there. So that should be my website purchase. And the email should be if I'm using, I don't know if that can be the segregation. I am really not sure.
No,
But
Devanshi,
that is
her
what.
point is, Devanshi, I think her point is that you did an organic search. I mean, you went to the website and then you got a coupon to, I mean, that led you to email. So her point
See,
is that
I don't think all of these can exist in Soli. So for your affiliates also, like how will I come to know about the product? Why will I go to Nykaa or why will I go to Amazon to buy the product? Only because I have seen the website and I know a little about the product, right?
Agreed.
You will not randomly go to Nykaa and start purchasing Dr. Shea. Today, when you, for any product for that matter, at least that is what I feel, you will go on the website, understand what the company is, what the products are offering, and then probably you go to Nykaa because one, Nykaa offers more discount as compared to what you might get on the website, or it's just that, when you are scrolling through Nykaa, you see that, your card says, okay, you buy it, and my thing is that all of the website cannot exist in Solis. When you go on a website and you research on a product, then you might buy it from other reseller, other affiliates, but your first step will be visiting the website.
I agree, Devanshi, but that doesn't touch email. I mean, then what's the role of email into this? You getting it?
So that's what I said, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, Devanshi, you said you visited a website, then the email came and everything. But you know what?
Right.
You go to the promotion section of the email. I'm getting the emails from Bits Filani. I don't know it has any sense. When I was searching for like some colleges for my MBA, then I got a email from ISBR Bangalore. So haven't shared my email with all these, institutions and colleges, but I am getting from them. So that is what email site traffic means, as per like my understanding. I haven't visited their website or anything, but I got the email from them.
Okay. Maybe you're right. Just because they have maybe the customer base, so they are sending the.
Okay, let me clear the air from what's actually happening with a lot of e-commerce ventures, right? And how social media spend is actually budgeted, because that's a large chunk of the capital raise. And good, you brought up this conversation. We are debating why should we invest in email or organic, right? Part of the capital raise, that money that you'll raise will go in boosting user base, correct? That's the core of the conversation. So let me, as I said, I touched upon it earlier, but now let me explicitly go a little more detailed in it. Organic and email, okay. Sorry, let me make it even simpler. Email is actually, as I said, is semi-paid. Okay, semi-paid. Now let me explicitly mention. Semi-paid means it is partially bought database, and that's why Ria is getting a lot of emails from schools where
Unknown colleges. Yes.
sorry, yeah, B schools or colleges from where she did not share her email ID. She didn't even know of them organically, so she didn't visit their media, word of mouth or website, right, or an app. Correct. That's partially bought media. This is a partly paid part, partly paid aspect element of email marketing. Okay, you use a MailChimp or one of those email marketing automation tools. Correct. Even you can do it using Zoho CRM now. All right. The not paid element of email marketing, okay, and is what? Okay, okay, database of existing customers. You've purchased existing customers or visitors. Okay, let me put it that way. Okay, existing users or customers. Like Devanshi is a user today. You get to know, you discover the product via another source. It could be an organic source via the website. Now it's word of mouth, right? Which actually happened now. Or you would have, got redirected using redirected via a paid search by seeing an Instagram ad. Okay, click here. So when you click here, it will read any Instagram ad, will lead you to the website or the app of the brand. Am I right here? That's how it happens? And then again, the discovery, the journey of the user starts on the website. And somewhere in that journey, before you check out, or you're just browsing, or you're checking out, checking out with a certain product, paying for a certain product, anywhere, whether you browse or you become a customer, you make a purchase, somewhere it will prompt you to share your email. So that becomes a database of an existing user or a customer. It could very well happen. Email traffic can very well also be generated to use some affiliates. You learn about Dr. Shapes via, say, Nykaa and Amazon. Somewhere, the reseller model is that you will share the database of all my customers, right? Whenever you sign an agreement with Nykaa or Amazon, correct? So you know who your customers are, and gradually that becomes a database of existing customers. Or the strategy of the brand is to reduce paid search and affiliate search, and specifically paid search. Why? To reduce the commission, because each sale that comes via paid search or affiliate search, there will be a percentage commission that will be paid, correct? That will impact the contribution margins and the gross margins, the earnings of it. So to reduce that, you want to acquire first-time users, first-time customers using all possible channels, but gradually start minimizing the number of paid channels, not to completely eliminate. Okay, do we get this? So there will be certain set of customers who become very loyal and say they directly go to the website because there are better deals there. Correct? There are, and this is exactly what happens. Let me take off another example from airlines. This is exactly what happens, right? If you buy the ticket from, say, a Make My Trip, which is an affiliate, versus if you buy it directly from the website of an airline, you tend to get better deals in terms of not only price points, but also in terms of other things, loyalty points, all those things, extra luggage or whatever. Is that making sense? So, I don't know. We are, Akansha, is that making sense now? So you may not
Yes.
click via email. It's fine. But there are largest set of people, and that's the strategy, right? Fair enough. At least we have the database of these folks. Yeah, Akansha, any thoughts? What are your thoughts on? What do you think?
Right, but how are we going to segregate this, that whether this customer is through an email site or an affiliate or paid search? Like if a paid search takes us to the email page, or the organic search, like Devanshi was saying.
Good. That this entire thing, you will get the social media analytics, correct?
Okay.
And Google Analytics detail मिल जाएगा.
Hmm.
Where did first discover it? It's point of discovery. Please understand, not point of purchase. Where was the point where this person discovered I exist? Was it an Instagram ad or an email? He may have purchased it, at some other point, which is fine.
Okay,
Ultimately,
from where it started its search.
ultimately, there are only 2 points of purchases, right? One point of purchase is the shopping cart of the affiliate, Amazon or Nykaa, you check out and swipe your card. The other point of purchase, the website ka shopping cart, your own website, right? Other only 2 points of purchase. But for these 2 points of purchase, what is the origin of this discovery? That is what the social media analytics can definitely map. That's why it's digital. And Google Analytics too.
Rajiv, with this,
Exactly. Why? Because channels is a better because only on Instagram. If LinkedIn is 0, just don't spend on it.
Yeah, we can go to Alexa. It bifurcates the traffic sources.
Alexa ranking, there is similar web also. Okay, I'm going to put it here. Look
Similar web, yeah.
Right, look at SME Rush. Correct?
SME Rush, yeah. SEM Rush.
Look at SEM Rush, similar web. You got Alexa rank, Alexa ranking. You'll get all of this at the app level and the website level, and you can compare that with competition. Okay? Akansha, does that help you? The rest, do we have better clarity now?
yes.
Why? So assumptions engine, quality of assumptions important though, but you will still factor in, right? You don't know, maybe let's see email se kitna aata hai. Correct? We'll have to model it, quantify it, correct? Okay. Cool. This is driving sales again. Revenue se straight nahi pahunchna. Okay, so far so good. Now, okay. Any questions? I'm still waiting. Any questions? Any more confusion? It's okay if we go slow, but we should, whatever we do quality. It's fine. Because modeling is just because you know Excel, you can model, that is false. Understand the business first. So it's fine if you go a little slow. We can. So good. Any questions? All good? Take it. Sure. Now, coming to this is the left hand side, the elements that these are factors, these are granular drivers of what you are modeling, and this is the right side is the quantification. Right side is the quantification. Okay, sounds good. Now, don't bother yourself with the years. I will deal with it later. Okay, I will deal with it. So let's go easy. Let's have patience and we'll get there. Don't bother about the years right now. I'll come to it much later. Hold on. Now let's assume this is just year. Okay, and we have all this data and this is monthly visits. Okay. Now these are in blue. What does that mean? If some data on a model is in blue, what does that mean?
Input data.
Right, Abhishek. So you have input this, you have manually fed this. Okay, which means these are not these are the first set of drivers, first set of data for the first set of drivers you will collect for any goddamn business. Even if it's automotives, you will do the same thing. Does not change. Even if it's a bank, you will do the same thing. ठीक है? आपके यहाँ depositors कहाँ से आते हैं और borrowers कहाँ से आते हैं? ठीक है? कितने आते हैं? So we need to manually feed this. Where my question to you now is, where do you think you will get this data from for each of these sources? कहाँ से मिलेगा? It's a business question. I'm asking. I'm trying to understand your business quotient now. बताओ कहाँ से मिलेगा ये data? Think and let me know.
Rajiv, maybe from the technology center.
as in technology center means?
Yeah, maybe they are making, if they are maintaining their own app, there might be some technical analyst or data analyst who will get this data.
Okay. Okay. What more? Yeah. How about the others? Sushant only responded. How about the rest? Where do we get this data from? कहाँ से मिलेगा? It's also about data quality. Remember? It's also about data quality.
Rajiv, are you talking about the site traffic data?
Which, yeah, I've highlighted that data, right? This data set. Where will you get this data from? I've highlighted, that's why. Yeah.
From the site, from those traffic's audit sites we just mentioned a while back, like you were saying, SEMrush and Alexa and all, SimilarWeb.
Okay. Fair enough, Kaustubh. That's where you get it from. What else? Where will the rest of us get it?
Rajiv, I think there may be a team which collects the statistical data and then put it through.
Okay. Okay. What more? What more?
Rajiv, there are web hosts that provide the data, I mean the traffic analytics. Web hosts, like we can source those data from them.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but Bluehost does that, I guess.
Okay. It's okay. I'm collecting one or two more responses, and then I'll tell you how to attack this part. Okay. Yeah, आकांक्षा, आप कहाँ से लोगे ये डेटा?
Through some technology company might be using for segregating which site or which site traffic is providing us how many customers and orders.
Rajiv, can I say something? One more thing.
Yeah, Kaustubh.
We might as well include a dialog box that pops up whenever a user visits, and he or she might choose to answer it that where did you hear about us from, and we can make him or her tick that option.
Okay. 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 Fair enough. Okay. So here's the thing. I think this is exactly where the difference between analysis paralysis and doing business on the ground comes in handy. Okay. You will get this data. See, you will get this data, and you should get this data from the marketing team, because the marketing team is going to budget, right? They know your own marketing team, in-house marketing team, the client's marketing team, right? They will know कि ये data कहाँ से आएगा. How are we budgeting for this product? They know the product well, correct? So where should we spend the maximum on? Where should we get the traffic maximum from? Is that making sense? if you're a completely newbie, then you probably hire a social media agency and figure out, tell them this is the brief. At least tell us what would be the kind of traffic we should expect. Site traffic will definitely give you the site traffic that, the problem with site traffic, which is on SME, SEM rush, is indicative of the overall industry, or it is what has happened with the existing particular apps or websites. But your product ain't specific. You need to think about it afresh, right? You cannot replicate what's happening. You have to be a little different from there. So you'll get it from your in-house marketing team or your onboarded social media agency or marketing agency. Is that making sense? Do you agree with that? That will be the data which is the truest or closest to reality, correct? And of course, your marketing team would have budgeted for it.
Yes.
Yeah, Akansha, Ria, okay, Akansha.
Rajiv, one more thing. Like we prepare a financial, sorry, we prepare a financial model just to know in which to invest, right? Like if my investor is asking which company he should invest in, so I'll give him a financial model for that, right?
Okay, so what's the question?
So in that case, how would that company's marketing team give me such kind of data? They won't allow me. मतलब मैं अपनी कंपनी को बोल रही हूँ कि तुम उसमें इन्वेस्ट करो and for that I need their marketing team's details. Will it be possible for me?
So go back to what I said, right? How does the deal life cycle start? आप pitch deck कैसे बना आपका? After you have access to the team, right? Your client, who you are advising to raise money, correct?
Correct.
So you have access to data, actual data.
Right.
You can't. It's better to get actual data than hypothetical data, correct?
Correct.
And the marketing team of the client who you're advising to raise money, they know their product the best, correct? Because they would have done the Alexa ranking, they would have done the Google Analytics, they would have done their own social media analytics, they would have run their own audit on SEM Rush and similar web, correct?
Correct.
And they would want to go after one market after the other, correct? They would not probably want to spend on all kinds of social media. So the investor wants to know industry नहीं क्या कर रही है वो नहीं समझ रहा है मुझे ये particular company क्या कर रही है वो बताओ. How is their marketing team thinking about tackling this hyper competitive e-commerce space? उनका social media spend कितना है? मतलब the amount of money I'm going to spend invest in this company, is it 30% that will be spent in marketing, or is it 25%, or is it 40%? Fair enough. What is the quantitative output we should expect? That's the question you're answering, right, Akansha?
Right. मतलब an analyst would be connected with both the fundraiser as well as the investor, and through that he can get the data. Correct. ठीक है. Got it.
Correct. So data collection is one of the prime roles of the analyst. You get this? आपको data दिया नहीं जाएगा, ये लो ये data ऐसे model बनाओ, तब तो you're just a machine, right? You don't
Right.
apply, you're not paid for that. You're paid for applying your brains. ये data मैं कहाँ से लूँ जो data reliable होगा and is a good approximation to back my hypothesis of the business model.
Okay.
You're paid for that, right? You're not paid for some data low, and data is not going to come to you. You have to go to the data source. Please understand. And again, I'm going to break the myth of the way we perceive front-end finance roles. It's not easy. If data does not come to you, a lot of times data ज़्यादा मिलता भी नहीं है from the source. You have to go and dig data out, figure out क्या हो सकता है. That's why assumptions engine 80 to 90% of the time we spend on assumptions. I'm telling you what I have done. Okay, for about
I was making a mistake. Actually, I was considering myself as the investing company for working for an investing company. So I was just thinking कि if I am giving details to my company that invest in some other firm, so how to access to that?
Okay, अगर आप invest, if you're working for a fund like a venture capital fund, okay, you will still call for data. Due diligence तभी भी होता है. If you're working,
Still, I'll be allowed to have access to the other fund in which I need to invest, right?
why will you not ask for data? You know, there are specialist data. We set up data rooms where massive. I'll show you sometime. Maybe tomorrow I'll open my data room and I'll see how a data room looks. So much data there. Investor asks मुझे ये data चाहिए, ये data चाहिए, ये data चाहिए. Fair enough. It doesn't mean the investor is going to put money. He's evaluating.
Clear.
Clear? Whether
Yes.
you're sitting at a fund or you're sitting at an investment banker's chair, the process, the journey is the same. The intensity is the same. Okay? All good? Everyone else,
Yes.
are we all on the same page? Because I just said data select. I just wanted to drive home this point. Data is not going to come. You have to search the data. अगर आप वो basic research नहीं कर पाते, you should not be in finance. You should quit. ठीक है? Every time annual reports नहीं मिलेंगे, and I'm going to again set the expectations very clear so that you are prepared for your interview. Okay? 90% of the time you will work with private companies. जिसका data website पे नहीं होगा कहीं. You will work with private companies. And the 10% of the time you'll work with public companies, right? You will not be the only advisor. You will be probably among the 5, 10, 20 advisors who are advising that billion-dollar deals. But the money and the learning that you get working in a private deal is incredible. You understand the industry way better. Even the money is up more. Okay, someone's on. Shweta, again, you're on unmute. Can you please put yourself on mute? Thank you. Okay, cool. So, do we have this reality check? Do we have this reality check, everyone?
Yes, Rajiv.
Yeah. And mind you, you'll make more money in private markets. That's why it's called private equity. It's not called public equity. It's a reason. Private equity earn a lot of money. They work on private deals. Okay. And that's where the money lies. That's where the learning lies. Sub data agar publicly available hai, so what's the value add you're putting? Very marginal. But if there is scarce data and you've done your, you've burnt your sweat, you've burnt your oil, you've burnt your blood to get the right data that makes sense, that's your value add in the deal. Okay.
Rajiv, if the marketing, oh, I'm sorry, please continue.
Yeah, so that's a difference between a banker who deals with IPOs, doesn't get paid as much, versus a banker who works on PE deals or VC deals. You should be comfortable with dealing with limited, ambiguous, uncertain data sets and try to approximate it. Okay. Sorry, Abhishek, your question. That's what I had to say.
I think you answered it, Rajiv. I was only asking that what if the marketing team, like in our example, doesn't cooperate? What's the other source of getting the data? I think
if they don't cooperate, if the marketing team of your target company or your client does not cooperate, flag it to the board. फट जाएगी इनकी. ऐसा मैंने किया है बहुत टाइम. You don't give me data, you're not raising money. Then what will you budget on? Correct? Most of these, please again, let me also help you understand the real world, how these deals happen. Most of the time, the deal team, as it's called, okay, and let me put it here so it's there for your reference. Okay. Okay, good, Abhishek. Thanks for bringing up that question. Okay. Okay. So the deal team, okay, consists of the founder or the founders, the existing board member may not necessarily be a founder. Okay. The advisor and the investors. So be the marketing head, he has to listen to the board member of the founder. He has no he or she has no choice. कि मैं data नहीं दूंगा. So it's the deal team. Are you on the deal team? If you're in the deal team, you're in the power corridor. You can get whatever data you need. You're like one of those, folks in the NSA, National Security Agency, right? You'll get whatever data you want, but get the job done. Right, Abhishek? Everyone, does that help? You've got to be on the deal team. And for you as a, now, not all analysts are on the deal team. You analysts will only do number crunching. If you're on the deal team, feel yourself lucky. And for you to be on the deal team, you should know about the industry. You should be able to collect data from where it seemed impossible. Okay, Abhishek, does that help you now? Clarity?
Yes, Rajiv. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Whenever you interview with the aim of being on a deal team. Don't just be one salary check on the firm's balance, on the firm's P&L. Okay, be a part, contribute to the value addition. And to be on the deal team, okay, I'm going to put it hygiene elements. You got to avoid analysis paralysis. I don't want analysis. I want decision making inputs. Okay, which means focus on decision making inputs. I don't want unwanted numbers. Does it make sense? Analysis paralysis के लिए the analyst बैठे हुए time नहीं है. I want to invest money and I'm here to raise you capital. Give me inputs so that I can decide yes or no, and if yes, then how much. Okay, that's the deal team approach. Always have the deal team approach. Okay, sounds good. Should we proceed? So far so good. Now we know where ये data कहाँ से आएगा. Not every data आपको दिया जाए. All right. Okay. Now we've taken for the first year. Okay, these numbers. You will calculate the total. It's simple. Okay, total monthly visits. All right, you compute the growth rates, straightforward. Okay, basic Excel that you have done. Okay, your growth rate you compute. Now we start converting the monthly growth into monthly site traffic into annual, because we want an annual model. We want to see like a 4-year, 5-year model. Okay, we start converting that. So we have a 12-year and we start plugging in values. Now I'm going to ask you how will we get this number now? You have the monthly numbers, we need to go to the annual numbers. Ready? Yep. Tell me, how do we get this?
D15 into E8, E12. That's annually, monthly into 12 months. So it gives us an annual figure.
Spot on. So D15 into E8, right? Done. Abhi?
E12 monthly. अच्छा sorry, नहीं ठीक है, sorry.
ठीक है, E12, whatever you say, I'll do. Let me. This is the template. Tell me.
No, Rajiv, not E12.
It's E8. It's E8. E12 तो last में आएगा.
I'll recap our Excel hygiene. Business logic followed by data logic. Okay, followed by data flow. You recall this? सबसे पहले business logic clear करो. Express that. We did that. Then data logic. क्या क्या data collect करना है, कहाँ से? And is that data clean enough? Populate it. Okay. And data flow, which is connecting the right cells for computation. याद है? Do you recall that? Okay, perfect. Now, is this Okay. How about the rest? Organic search कैसे करें? Organic search कैसे करूँ?
D15 into E9.
D15 into E9. So is there a better way to do it? I'll do what you're saying. D15 into E9. Fair enough.
Rajiv, you could control D the entire thing.
Control D. Yeah.
Thank you. What did we do in Excel? What was the mindset? Minimize keystrokes, right? Why? We need speed and accuracy. You won't have 10 days to build a model. Probably have about 2 days, 3 days to build a full model from scratch. Okay. So, यहाँ से, what do? Control D, Abhishek?
Yes, Rajiv, control D.
0 आ गया.
I think Rajiv, we did not copy it. Control C and then control D, the formula.
No, it's not Control C, Control D. It's just.
Rajiv, we need to anchor it.
Thank you.
Yeah, D15, we need to freeze that.
We need to anchor D15.
Right.
Do a data
Okay.
flow. Please refer to the anchoring and the free float as well.
Right.
Okay, we go to speak. You will, when you are into, when you become like a VP or like senior VP, right? You'll have to talk this language with the analyst. What cells are you linking? What's the data logic, data flow? Correct. So please talk anchoring and free flow. Now we do D8, Control D. Sorted. Yep. All good. Now, how do we do it for the rest of the years? Years, don't worry. I'll come back to years tomorrow. I'll tell you why. So be patient. Okay. Right now, how do we do it for the rest of the years?
Control R, Rajiv.
Control R.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Speed and accuracy, minimize keystrokes. Correct. Control R. All good. So these are simple template. Okay. I mean, this is just some. Okay. We know how to do all of this, right? Comma format and all of that. Okay. I'm anyways going to share this template with you today. So play with it before the session tomorrow. Okay. So far so good. Are we all good? Should we move ahead? We now fixed the user base. Right? User kahan se aaye? For my revenues. We've not gone to revenues yet. Long way. And trust me, just to arrive at the revenue number on your PNL, it takes a very long time. In fact, the longest time. The rest do not take much of a time. Okay? On building, while we build the model. Okay? Let's go ahead. इसके बाद क्या होगा? चलो, I'm going to test your business logic now. Site traffic तो मिल गया, user base तो मिल गया. But now, अभी इसके बाद क्या होगा? क्या होना चाहिए? मतलब इतने अभी हमारे पास we are assuming इतने तो आने चाहिए. And this is backed by the marketing team and the social media agency, and you have also validated their data based on SimilarWeb or SEM Rush and Alexa rankings. Fair enough. चलो इतना तो I'm confident. Tolerance level होगा, that will deal with it later. इसके बाद क्या होना चाहिए?
Rajiv, cart value.
Cart value, okay. Cart value, fair enough. Abhishek says cart value. I'm listening. I'm collecting a few responses. So please share your responses and then we'll see where we go.
Basis on the assumed like this annual visits we've so against it the resources we require, we need to collect that.
हमको क्या चाहिए? What's the problem at hand? Revenues.
रेवेन्यू हाँ तो उसके लिए रिसोर्स आई मीन यूनिट इन्वेंट्री इतनी है भी कि नहीं कि एनुअली इतना हम सर्व कर सके. So we need to check that first.
We are an e-commerce platform. What's the business of an e-commerce? Are they inventory heavy or inventory light? Do they stock inventory?
No.
So, understanding business driver. Now you know how important that is before the jumping to financial model. One more example, right? Yes. बताइए. और नेक्स्ट क्या होना, अभिषेक के हिसाब से कार्ट वैल्यू, आकांक्षा के हिसाब से इन्वेंट्री काउंट. ओके, what are the other viewpoints?
Value of each product sold.
Yeah.
Value of the product sold.
Okay, value the product sold.
Like each type of products.
ठीक है, fair enough. Yeah. And
Rajiv, ये जो ऊपर हैं, these all are the, we can call them as the users. I mean, users से कितने customers हो रहे हैं, maybe that. But I think that will cover in the cart value though, I think.
Okay, Abhishek. So you're very, very close. Let me get this. See, before I reveal that, we have to think, we all, again, there's a myth that, I'm not saying here in the room, but in general, because I don't want to point out to anybody. In general, there's a myth that finance or front-end finance is a left brain activity. Unfortunately, we are so wrong. It's a right and left brain both. You need creative brain and a logical brain both. What I mean is you need to visualize. Visualization comes from the right brain, the creative brain. So आप visualize नहीं कर पा रहे. What is happening to the user base now? अभी next क्या करेगा? Okay, actually, so when you start using the creative side of your brain, you want to look at conversion rates. इसमें से कितने convert हो गए, बराबर? Abhishek, Riya, Akansha?
Yes, Rajiv.
Yes. Got it.
एकदम immediate logical step. You have to visualize that. This is called very modular thinking. So please think in a very modular fashion. Modular fashion means piece by piece. How will it flow? How will it add up? Very modular. And you have to model every modular element. We've just modeled the modular element called user base now. अभी conversion rate का next piece है. It's like engineering. One part by next part. सब जोड़ दो. At the end you have the car ready. Okay. Don't rush to decide कि your seat cover what color should it be. वो बहुत later है. Part by part. Let's get the critical parts first. Conversion rates. All agree? Conversion rates? From all these sources, because site traffic यहाँ से आ रहा है ना, so logically you will measure conversion rates for each of these sources, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Rajiv, I'm sorry for jumping the gun, but who gets to decide the rates, what the conversion rates are? I mean, how do we derive these?
Thank you, Moshe. You didn't jump the gun. That's exactly my next point is. What my next point is. Okay. Again, this is in blue. What does that mean? It's a hard data.
Hard-coded number.
Hard data.
When the site traffic, you get it from your marketing team or digital marketing agency. Okay. Yeah. So it is actually the marketing team, right? Where do you think will they not even give you an estimated conversion rate? When you talk to the marketing team, ठीक है, इतना आएगा, कितना convert होगा आपके हिसाब से? You have an inkling about it? Of course, they should have, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, why are they in the marketing team? If they say, I don't know how much will be converted, then what are you doing in marketing? Straight question, right? As an investor is going to ask you. Yeah, and you will also get average conversion rates, right? From SimilarWeb, SEMrush, and Alexa ranking. If you opt for the paid subscription, you get those analytics, competitive analytics on go-to-market, and the in-house teams viewpoint on it. It will be a blend of these two, correct? And this is again where we should have a conversation as investors or advisors from the deal team. You have a tough conversation with the team. Conversion rate, why will it be so high? Why will it be so low for different channels? You can have that conversation, fair enough. There'll be approximation. Please understand financial modeling. Please understand financial modeling. Okay, I'm going to put it here. Okay, a fin mod is an approximation of the numeric element of the business model. Okay, which means conversely, what it means is, okay, conversely, it means one, everything can backfire. Conversely, it also means you need to constantly, what's wrong? Tweak the financial model by revisiting the assumptions. So you don't make a fin mod just for one time. It's not a static exercise like your balance sheet, once a quarter, once a year. Okay, it's a very dynamic, fluid piece of communication tool. It's a communication tool. Please understand. We spoke about this, but it communicates numbers of the business model. Everything can backfire, which means you need to constantly tweak the financial model by revisiting the assumptions. Yeah, so don't take the financial model as to be like the most precise 4 decimal accuracy ke saath, you gave some valuation number. No, hey, that's an approximation. And we know everything's going to backfire, but at least we've quantified to the best of our understanding. Okay, so the third thing that it conversely means is quality of the fin mod, okay, is directly proportional to the quality of the assumptions. Okay, and the fourth converse thing is the last converse thing, right? Quality of assumptions, okay, is directly proportional to the experience of the model builder. Who is building the model? How much experience that person has in that particular industry or product? If I keep nudging you, hammering you, please read and take it seriously. Reading about your target industry, take it very, very seriously. Otherwise, you will not be able to build a model. It will be ego, garbage in, garbage out, and you will always backfire, and you will have no scope to tweak the model because you don't have a conviction on the assumptions. Right? Sounds good? Yeah. Guys, okay.
Rajiv, I just wanted to ask one thing. All these figures are like, random figures.
Well, these are not random figures. These are actual figures of a particular venture. Yeah.
Because the conversion rates are quite low, like 6% to.
Conversion rates इतना ही इसी के ballparks में होता है in the real world. These are not random numbers. तुक्का नहीं है. These are actual numbers for a certain e-commerce venture.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm not going to give anything hypothetical to you ever, right till the end of this course. I don't like hypothesis as much when I have evidence data, right? Does that shock you? Does that disappoint you? Only 2%? Are you kidding? Did that shock you at the start?
Yes. Actually, for me, I think it was shocking. Like 2%, it was so low. I thought that is
50%.
Not 50, but actually, like in two figures, like 20-30% at least. At least 20%, I can say.
Oh, I will come and touch your feet if you can get me that conversion rates. Please, please come to Dr. Shades.
I need to read a lot. I need to study a lot. I can say that.
Correct? Yes, when you read about the industry, you need to read about these elements, these touch points of the industry. Right? And in the interview, maybe you say, okay, you track e-commerce consumer, the interview is just to test you. Acha, what's the conversion rate typically of an affiliate? You can't tap 30%. The interview is over for you there. Next round is not coming to you. You get this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And think about it, Ria. If you were today in the deal team and you say the founder, आपका 2% ही है, मुझे लगा 30% होना चाहिए. How would the
Actually,
founder?
I need to read a lot. I agree. That's lack
I'm not
of
taking
my
on,
knowledge.
I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying that if anyone, not just you, anyone is like super ignorant, and if you want to make that massive leap, you need to work hard on knowing these numbers. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not picking on you at all. Ria, don't take it personally. Okay?
No. I get it. Okay. Thank you so much.
What's for everyone else in the room? What's for everyone else in the room? Okay? So your Amazon, so good, but thank you, Ria. Brought this up. My question to you, I'm going to tease your business logic again. Why do you think e-commerce companies keep raising money, constantly keep raising money? Have you ever wondered? Be it Zomato, be it Ola, be it Uber Tech, be it Swiggy, be it Netflix, correct?
Because they're burning cash equally fast, if not faster.
Burning cash on what? Cost of granularity. Now can you deduce
conversions.
something? Huh?
On these marketing and conversion activities.
Exactly. They are burning cash to acquire as much site traffic as possible. Correct? That's why you keep having discounts, right? Zomato
Yes,
10%,
yes.
Zomato Pro 15%, but Swiggy Super 20%. So we will all go to Swiggy Super, right? But again, Zomato Pro says, no, I'm going to give you 22% off, and Wednesday is one on one plus. So we all go back to Zomato Pro. And that ping pong keeps happening, right? With any e-commerce, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Ola, Uber, Swiggy, Zomato, right? Flipkart, Amazon.
Yes,
right?
yes, Rajiv.
Can everyone relate to this? So जब वो हो रहा है, आपको दिख रहा है, consumer tech में हो रहा है, you should ask as a deal maker, what could be the reason they are raising more capital? Are they burning a lot of cash to acquire user base, which evidently is a fact? The answer is yes. Now you know why they continuously tech company are assets को बना नहीं रहा, but they're burning cash. LTV to CAC, customer acquisition cost. Our last session, last Sunday, to acquire customers because conversion rates are abysmal because you have to compete. Okay? Sounds good? Now this is where sales journey starts because you've converted them to a customer. Okay? So far so good, everyone? All right. What next? चलो इसके बाद क्या आना चाहिए? Modular thinking apply करो. इसके बाद क्या आना चाहिए? Conversion rates के बाद. रिया, इसके बाद सीधा EBITDA आना चाहिए, right?
नहीं.
आकांक्षा, इसके बाद क्या होना चाहिए? Value per share, straight away.
नहीं.
Churn rate.
Churn rate, मतलब convert कर लिया और churn भी करा दिया. Okay, fair enough.
Number of orders placed.
Swati, okay, cool. Now you're thinking.
How to retain the customer for longer duration?
Okay, Rohit, thank you so much. Good to hear your voice. I'm happy you're participating. Okay, that is length of engagement. Important metric. Okay, fair enough. I hear you. Okay. I hear you. What more? Kaustubh? Shishir?
Rajiv, I'll stick to the same. वही पुराना वाला average cart value.
Cart value. Okay.
Net promoter score that we.
Wow. Net promoter score. Okay. I so love this, you know, when we know management concept, अपने को force fit करना होता है. Correct? कहीं तो. Okay. Here's the thing. Orders placed. You want to know ये लोग ने कितने orders placed किए, बराबर? Number of orders placed. Logical sense बन रहा है? इतने users थे, फिर उसमें से हमने per source के हिसाब से इतने convert किए. अब ये जो convert किए हैं, ये कितने orders average पे place कर रहे हैं, बराबर? Number of orders placed. Yes, no?
Yes, yes.
Make sense? चलो, तो अभी everyone clear on the business logic? So Akanksha, yeah, NPS is important. I will come to NPS. Okay, but it is way too early, premature to do NPS. NPS comes a little later. Hold on. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Now, Abhishek, we are getting to cart value, but uske pehle we still need odd number of orders placed, right? How many orders are getting placed?
Right, Rajiv. Right.
ठीक है. अभी how do we compute this? कितने orders placed होंगे from each of these sources? Business logic clear हो गया. Data logic, data flow बिठा के. That is financial modeling. Business data, business data. Your loop. It's like a processor. It's like an algorithm. चलो, orders placed कैसे compute करेंगे? It's okay if you're wrong. It's a risk-free environment. Go for it.
Rajiv, maybe the visit they have made by conversion rate. I mean, the visits which you have given above, and if that multiplied by the conversion rate of individual, that will give, because those are the one who have converted from user to customer. So I think that.
Okay, that's data logic. You're right. अभी data flow बताओ, अभिषेक.
Okay. Rajiv, for email, it should be E23.
Okay.
By multiplied by. Can you go up, please? Just a sec. E16 maybe.
Maybe, or are you sure? Lock कर दिया.
Oh, I'm sure. हाँ, lock कर दीजिए.
50-50 करना है.
नहीं कुछ नहीं करना, यही करना है.
फोन अ फ्रेंड करो आकांक्षा के साथ.
यही रखना है.
अरे फोन अ फ्रेंड ने भी यही बोल दिया. ओके, ठीक है, यही रखना है.
हाँ रजिव, यही रखना है.
Everyone agrees to this? सबका डेटा लॉजिक क्लियर है, डेटा फ्लो क्लियर है. Yep. Rohit, Shishir, Shashank.
Yes.
Kaustubh, you there? Got this data logic?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Please do stop me if you wherever you have a problem. You can request me to recap. I'm happy to do it. Okay. We will go slow, but we will build it with quality. Okay. No point rushing it. Okay. So how about the rest? Data flow, Abhishek, you missed one thing.
That वो था ना F4 से जो करते हैं, what do you call it?
Not needed. Why? Nothing to be anchored here. No.
No, Rajiv, you will do control D. No, I mean you'll apply for the organic search and paid search, correct, everything. So you will need to do it. Anchoring you need to do.
What anchoring should I do?
Anchoring need to be done on the E16 only.
E16.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have anchored. Let's go back and see what E16 is. You have anchored the site traffic. Sara
right.
Email. Right. Okay. Now.
You will control D.
But sir,
Anchoring is
E16 is
not
only for
needed.
email, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
anchoring is
anchoring
not
is not
needed.
needed.
वो सिर्फ email के लिए है.
हाँ
Oh yeah, true.
तो वो ट्रिक क्वेश्चन था अभिषेक, सॉरी.
Got it, Rajiv.
ओके, सो ये बॉलीवुड डांस नहीं. बॉलीवुड डांस क्या
Yeah,
होता
right.
है, जैसा इधर वैसा उधर, वैसे नहीं. जस्ट बिकॉज यहाँ एंकर किया तो वहां भी एंकर करे, ऐसा नहीं. ठीक है, ये वेस्टर्न हिप हॉप है, फ्री फ्लो पूरा.
Okay.
ठीक है.
Got it.
Okay, so now control D. Now it makes sense. Do a quick sanity check. Okay, and please, in modeling, I'm going to put another mindset here. Okay, be obsessed with sanity checks after plugging every formula. Just be obsessed with it. Okay, sounds good. Now क्या करें, बाकी सालों का क्या करें?
Rajiv,
Control
one
R.
thing.
हाँ,
इसमें if we go with this formula, it means the users they have been converted to customers. But like for 2400, this means we have 2400 customers. ऐसा जरूरी तो नहीं ना that 2400 customers each is gonna place just one order.
no.
वो
अभी हम
कैसे how to reach to that? So
Rajiv,
orders placed means कि इतने orders over organic we are expecting.
हमारे 2400 कस्टमर हैं जो ऑर्गेनिक
Hmm.
सर्च से आए हैं. हमारे 9600 कस्टमर्स हैं जो अफिलिएट से आए. इन्होंने कितना स्पेंड किया उसका आइडिया कमिंग अप.
Okay. Because
मॉड्यूलर.
we've taken orders placed ना तो उस head से इसका match नहीं समझ में आ रहा.
We will change this, so this should be customer count, right?
actually saved out मेरे में भी आ रहा था ये
Yeah, same.
orders
Okay,
saved
now
out आ
better, now better. It's a customer count, right? We need to know customer count, absolute customer count as well, right? ठीक है, logic clean, business logic, data flow, all in. अब ठीक है.
yes.
ठीक है. Now remaining years, what do we do?
Control R.
Control R.
Thank you. Good. See, Excel, you don't need lot of Excel jazz to build a model. Sorted, quick sanity check. Fair enough. ठीक है. Okay, done. Okay, now let me pause for a while. Are we all good? Just quick questions. So far, so good. Is this helping? Is it helpful? Giving you clarity?
It's good.
Okay. Okay, Swati, thank you. And
It's good.
just want to ensure that everyone's together, no one's left behind. Okay, okay. So now let's move ahead. Customer count. Okay, you want to take like a 5-minute break, like a breather? Is that fine?
Yes, yes.
Rajiv.
Chalo, 5 minutes. So it's about 11:42, 11:47. Okay. and increasing affiliates. Yeah, any response to that?
Large user base with affiliates which can access the product.
Swati, I can't hear you. Sorry, क्या बोल रहे हैं?
I'm saying that large user base with the affiliates so that they can access the product more.
This trainer 26, I don't know who that is. Can you put yourself on mute?